Hi everyone. You guys must have been really sweating. So let me see. I'll just make it a little interactive and I'll speak less so that we can come to the conclusion, possibly. Who all think they are responsible citizens of India? Can raise their hand? Okay. Congratulations. You at least you have self-proclaimed yourselves being responsible, right? So the counterpart for responsible is burden. At times, especially the senior batch, might be thinking studies are a burden. So what's the element that actually differentiates whether you are considering it as burden or you are considering as your responsibility or you're being responsible? Do you know the element? That element is happiness. If you're doing something and if you have the part of happiness in you, that's responsibility. That's what you're doing. But if you do not have the happiness in you, then it's actually a burden. So let me start some basic stories because this is a Gurukul campus. So I would like to congratulate the Hyderabad team, especially Purna, for such a fabulous campus. That's fabulous in every way. This whosoever has come here has said that we all have lived and studied in a Gurukul. Yeah, there's something very. So I entered a boarding school and I was in class 7th. Let me start with something very, very simple. I was a very average student, okay? When I say average, I scored only 78% marks in my 10th and 78% marks in my 12th. That's it. So I was very average, okay? I got selected in IIT Roorkee. I went to IIT Roorkee in the very first attempt. But there is certain things that I did actually very right. So I used to be a national squash player, national swimmer. I used to be a singer of a band. So there are so many things that I have done. The point is, when I was in my 8th standard, I was acknowledged to have very good reflexes. So that's when my coach for squash, he said that, let's start your training. I used to run 7 kilometers daily in the morning, come back, play badminton for half an hour, go for like some snacks or something, because it's a Gurukul campus, right? This is part of the Gurukul. After that, going to school, coming for lunch, taking your lunch. At 4 o'clock, I again had to reach the ground so that the practice can happen. Doing the practice for 45 minutes, 15 minutes rest, next 45 minutes swimming, 15 minutes rest. Then I used to get to play squash for 1 hour, that's it. Now, this is what is the definition of persistence, I would say, but that's not persistence. I did this entire drill, I call it a drill, for 2.5 years. And that actually made me something that I always used to question my coach. So why are you treating me like this? Why every day is like I have to train myself hard? The reason is I will learn discipline, and then so we have 3 kinds of days in our lives. Just 3 kinds of days. Good days, bad days, and average days. And majority of them are average days. Do you understand the perspective of average days? It's an average day. It's when you're actually giving your paper, you do not know what kind of a day you're going to have. It's not like guesswork. Okay, today I'm going to do all the guesswork. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the training that you go through, the discipline that you show, takes you from having more number of good days, more number of average days, and less number of bad days. And that's why it's important to train. And if you're training in a Gurukul, the discipline aspect is something that you already are prepared what's going to happen to you in life. You're staying with friends, you are more independent. That's the nature. And one last thing and one last goal that I always would want you all as students to really cherish is having a better relationship with your parents. Because believe me, Now, I am a parent. I understand that part, but you can actually have a very good relationship with your parent. So I'll just share one personal story. I call this 6 a.m. alarm clock. So when I was preparing for IIT like you guys are doing now, I used to keep an alarm clock for 6 a.m. in the morning. For every day, I used to keep an alarm clock for 6 a.m. in the morning. And I used to sleep somewhere around 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, I used to sleep. So waking up was out of question. My mom, like regular housewives, she used to do her holy rituals, and she used to wake up at 4, doing her holy rituals starting at 5, and this alarm clock used to trouble her a lot. So she asked me one day, why are you keeping this alarm clock? Are you keeping this alarm clock to impress me? Are you keeping this alarm clock to impress me that you'll wake up at 6 a.m.? Can anybody tell me why I was keeping the 6 a.m. alarm clock? To impress? No. I was keeping the alarm clock because I wanted to actually keep on studying, finish what I had targeted for, that I'll finish till 6 a.m., close this alarm clock and then go to sleep. That's why I was keeping this alarm clock. And in the 2.5 years, or 2 years actually, when I studied for preparing for IIT, I was not able to do that. Once you get into an IIT, you get into the habit of doing this, but that's a different story. So with this, I come to the conclusion. I hope I have not bored you to death. But with this, we come to the conclusion. And from my side, best of luck for you. And be happy and be responsible. Because if you're happy, you will be responsible. And don't treat studies as burden. Okay? Thank you.